mic. This is the 8th one? 9th one? Brittany, tell me.
I have no idea.
This is the 9th one, we'll say. Welcome. We do this every Sunday. We're starting writing workshops, headed up by the lovely Julie Lang over there. Round of applause for Julie. Thank you, Julie. Wow. This crowd loves you. You should be up here, not me.
No. It's all kind of you.
Awesome. And of course, we thank Vince and Charlotte, the Boiler Room, for letting us use this place every Sunday. We definitely appreciate that. And yeah, make sure you get the coffee, smoothies, food salads. Awesome. They make chocolate shakes without coffee. And who's playing Tetris? Thank you, Ben. Ben Wilson, DJ extraordinaire, everyone. Okay, that's enough. Just kidding, Ben. Thank you for playing the soundtrack to our lives today. And of course, Julie, again, thanks for running the door. We're kind of short-staffed. Everyone that you usually see here is in Ohio for the World of Women. Did I say that right? Women of the World? Okay. It's a female poetry gathering where we all meet up and sync up, and then we read our rhymes. And they streamed it online, and they're going to have some great stories when they come back. So I'm excited to hear that. So let's get underway. Who's first tonight, Ben?
I think Matthew is.
I'm first tonight. All right, first to the mic, Matt Lee. Yeah, man. Okay, this has a prefix to it. So, me and my girlfriend live in this place, and we have a cat. And we've been feeding the cat Friskies for the last, since the cat's been born, pretty much. And the other day, we went and got different food, and the cat was not eating it at all. And we're like, you know what, the cat will get hungry enough, eventually it'll eat it. Like 2 days go by, still full bowl, and we're like, all right. And I dig through the bag of new cat food and pull out the Friskies, because there's only like a tiny bit left, and I mix the bag in. So I pull out the Friskies, and I put it on top, and I show the cat, and I'm like, this is Friskies. And I set it there, and the cat still won't touch it. And so my girlfriend, she goes over to the bowl and picks out the Friskies and sets them on the floor, and the cat ran over and ate the Frisky. So she picked out another one and put it and kind of leads it closer to the bowl. As soon as the cat got to the bowl, it would stop. So we start taking the Friskies and the new food and switching it, and the cat totally ate it. And so this is kind of a poem. I was trying to do something different, and so yeah, this is that story. From the cat perspective. So bear with me. Meow. I was born with fur and claws, exceptional senses. I learned my cause and my flaws. Towards the 4 other sisters or brothers that followed me out one after another. And a few weeks go by, we're fighting over nipples covered in fur. There was never enough to go around, him and her and me. One by one, the large beasts came and took away brothers and sisters, one each day. Where are they going, and why am I not going with? Infinity passes, finally, 2 hands outstretched from the heavens wrap around me. I'm out of here. You've made my wish. Here we go, straight to the top, please. No regret, no risks. Transfer exchange from small box. Movement to smaller box. Get me the fox out of here. Large box, home, sweet home, hanging, picked up, pet more, loved more. Where's my food and my water on the floor? Put in another small box. This might as well be the toilet. Got a texture. Good texture, gotta find something to sharpen these claws on, climb something, soft, purring, content to see what's inside of this cushion. Yeah, I like it here. Aside from the strings in between buzzing boxes like a snare of fuzzy socks, it's a dream. They hum while giving me a place to snore, and I know I'm not supposed to be up here, but it's so warm. And you have a mouse and large, colorful movement, 24/7, home sweet home, that's how I do it. Food amazing, water filtered from a bottle, and an entertaining talk show most days, and then I cuddle with them. It's heaven when my host plays keyboard cat and chase the laser pointer rat. We own the internet because we're cute, even when we're fat. And this is the life, and I would never change it, arranged perfectly. It's why I purr when I'm laying around, but of course, all good things must come to an end. And this is part 2. Why the hell would you ever do that? What did I do to deserve this type of inhumane treatment? You're lucky I don't spray my ammonia-laden pee everywhere. We were doing so good, I thought. I left your computer and mouse alone. I leave the strings alone, and I only sharpen my claws on the furniture that you don't sit on. What's the problem? I've been eating and doing fine for the last 4 years on the Friskies, and now all of a sudden you switch it up on me, and what? You think I wouldn't notice? You say it's better for me? I know the truth. You were just trying to save money. You told me to get a job, to start pulling my own weight, and you said you were done feeding me until I contributed something to this family. You said you were joking, but now this is no joke. I just want my Friskies back. Oh, I don't feel so good. Fade to black. What? Where am I? What happened? 2-year coma, stiff muscles, sight blurry more than usual? What's the matter? It turns out the company that makes Friskies had for the last decade been mixing catnip with their indoor formula. I was addicted to Friskies and nothing else can take its place. I've crashed hard. Addiction, cat food, self-conflict, division, the reason for this bad mood. From now on, I'm done eating cat food. Thank you. Meow. Alright, let's get on with some real poetry. Thank you guys are awesome. We're going to switch it up a little bit tonight because I can't read anybody's handwriting, not because I'm illiterate, but you guys write encrypted and I don't have the key, so yeah, we're just going to let you guys all introduce you, and you guys can say a couple words of who you are and what you're doing, and then share. So, next to the mic, DJ Ben Wilson. Round of applause.
Hi. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Good. All right. I guess I talked about myself first. This is annoying.
The bottom one, Ben.
This one?
Yep.
Oh yeah. Matt's got it. Put it to my forehead. All right.
Is that better?
Yes. All right. I like to do stuff, and this is a poem about my ex-girlfriend. So here we go.
Shout out to his ex-girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah. Word. Okay. It's a little sad and depressing, but I'm not like mopey about it or anything like that. So, but it's kind of happy at the same time. Contradictory, I guess. Okay. If time heals wounds, I guess I'll be covered in scars pretty soon. Part of my heart still bleeds, but I know you're taken care of. Was I there to listen, or maybe just to talk? All I ever wanted was just to take you on a walk. You sang so beautifully. With your makeup in the mirror, you wrote, "I love you," to me. And I really messed up the night you made sushi. Your red high heels, your beautiful eyes, your brown pumas, and your gorgeous lips. There isn't too much about you that I don't miss, but if time heals wounds, I guess I'll be covered in scars pretty soon.
The amazing Ben Wilson. Thank you, Ben. That was awesome. Did you just write that today at the writing workshop?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, come to the writing workshop. It's good stuff.
Every breath is a prayer. We still living.
Ben, are you ready, sir? All right. Up next to the mic, he's been with us for a couple weeks. The great Ben, nicest dressed guy in this place.
My name is Benjamin Polly. I'm the leader of a trail crew in Glacier National Park, and I'm helping with the Wolverine study this winter. This first poem I wrote this week. I don't know how I feel about it yet, but it's called Trails. Our bodies glisten with beads of sweat as the hot summer sun beateth down. The trail is marshy and wet, just one giant mud puddle, crushing rock with a 5-pound jack, blisters bubbling forth in our red-hot hands, elevating the trail with a log turnpike, keeping the masses herded down the middle, saving the riparian zones with their tiny fragile plants on the sides from being trampled down by the shiny white sneaker class, placing rocks to be crushed inside the wooden box, lifting the handle to our sides and above our heads. Lift, break, and smash. Lift, break, and smash. Shrapnel of sharp rock zinging by our ears while others slice our skin. Thirst parches our tongues as water trickles down the smalls of our backs. Pounding down boulders and softball-sized rocks to fine gravelly pebbles for fill rock. Inhaling the sweet smell of sappy pine as we lift the sledgehammer high above. Exhaling on the way down with legs bent, torso curved like a baseball batter hitting a t-ball. Years ago, no goggles protecting my eyes, turning too quickly to check my crew, rock zinging tearing my right iris. Blinded for 5 days, sprawled on a couch. Doc says may never see again. Sick to my stomach because my love affair with life was threatened. Not being able to live at the full glory of my senses jeopardized. Not minding walking away from trails in the park on my own terms, a conscious choice, but being forced to because of a loss of the sight is another. Trails is more than an occupation. It is a way of life that gets in your blood and possibly your eye. Hiking up to 20 miles with a chainsaw on your back, coming home to the gypsy camp at the end of a long day, all tired, torn, and worn down, beaten by the work. Swimming and bathing in the lakes and rivers, being reborn and rejuvenated. Sleeping in our mother's arms, camping under a black, inky night, shot through with stars of light. Falling asleep and waking to the Thanksgiving songs of Swainson's thrush and other little winged angels, as water rolls over rocks, lulling us to sleep. I would trade 1 hour outside for 6 in the classroom any day of the week, no matter how worn down my body becomes. I'm gonna do one more.
Okay.
I'm gonna do one more.
I don't want to cut you off with the music. It's being appropriate.
This one's actually by Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven.
Nevermore.
Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over a many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, "only this and nothing more." Distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore. For the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rusting of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This is it, this it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, or "Madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is, I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping, tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there and nothing more." Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore? Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber churning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what threat is, and the mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and a flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door. Perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat and nothing more than this ebony bird, beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the conscience it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, though I said, art sure no craven? Ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marvel this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door. Bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door with such a name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of a bird and bust and door, then upon the velvet sinking I betook myself to linking, fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated over, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating over she shall press, ah, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee respite and nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaif, oh quaif this kind of nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting, get thee back into the tempest in the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes of all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight over him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore.